I made challah bread for the first time in my life, and if I can, so can you. These turn out so beautiful. I'm using two different techniques on how to roll it up and braid it, and I'll even like talk about how like I see the difference. And oh my god, this looks like actually real, like from a bakery. First up, 500 grams of bread flour, and then half teaspoon of salt. Just gonna mix that all together, and then we're also gonna add a little bit of sugar to it. This is yeast, fresh yeast, 12 grams of fresh yeast. If you're using instant yeast, 4 grams. So the fresh yeast is gonna be more than that, but I love fresh yeast. It's kind of hard to find here in America, but I feel like it has a better taste and smell to it. Here I have 2 eggs. Adding 2 eggs in here, I always separate the eggs first and smell it to see if it's still fresh. 2 eggs in, and then oil. 4 tablespoons of vegetable oil. This will help to keep it soft for days. Some people use butter. You can use butter, but with butter, it will not be soft for days. It will be soft for a few hours after you bake it. And then we also need half cup of water. This was a little hot. And then 4 extra tablespoons of butter. It was just the easiest way to calculate it. So half cup of water plus 4 tablespoons. It has to be lukewarm. Mine was a little bit hot, so I had to wait. It's ready and it's going in. Beautiful. I also added 25 grams of sugar. It was somewhere earlier in the video, I missed it. But with 24 grams of sugar, it's not gonna be sweet. It's gonna be neutral. It's not salty, it's not sweet. It's just kind of like in between. So if you want it sweeter, then add maybe twice the amount of sugar. But sugar will also make it more brown when it's baking. So this is 4 minutes of mixing it, and now I'm gonna let it rest for, I'm gonna put the timer on. I'm gonna let it rest for 20 minutes. Just let it rest. The dough is kind of building up, the gluten is forming, the yeast is activating, and then we're gonna mix it, and it should have a texture that's very soft but not sticky. So I'm keeping it all in here so that you can see like the process of how it's gonna look. If it's too sticky, we're gonna add some flour. So let's see. Yep, it's sticky. There's residue on my finger, so I'm gonna add about 1 tablespoon and 2 tablespoons of flour. Just add a little bit and then see how it is. But honestly, it is stupid easy. It's stupid how easy this recipe was. Look at that. Perfect and not sticking. That is what I want. Perfect. And look at that. It's stretching. Do you see how it's stretching? That's gluten forming. So I mixed it for about maybe 18 minutes total, and I'm adding an extra 4 minutes. And proofing, I'm using this to proof. There is a proofing setting in it. It's like an air fryer multi-use. I'll put a link down below. It has a proofing setting, but if you don't have this, you can set up the same setting on your oven, but make sure that the dish you're proofing it in is gonna be oven and heat friendly. So 95 for an hour. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. Look at this stretch. Look at that beautiful stretch. It cut off because the spatula touched the bowl, but it's like stretching and it's beautiful. That's what we want. That's it. That's why you have to like mix it more. In my proof safe dish, I'm putting a little bit of oil. Now it's winter, that's why I'm proofing it in the oven. If it's warm where you are or when you're making it, you can just proof it on the countertop, or some people put it on top of their fridge because it's warmer up there. So I'm gonna put it in to proof, and look at this, beautiful. And then we're also gonna proof it more a little bit later. So that is done for the first proof. A little bit of flour, and look at the stretch. That's all gluten. That's all gluten. That's what we want. Unlike in a muffin with bread, we want the gluten so when we cut it, it does not fall apart. So I'm just gonna knead it a little bit just to bring everything together, and then we're gonna start braiding. And this amount of dough is good for 2 breads, 2 challah breads. And then I'm going to put some topping on it. So I'm halving this, halving that, about the same size. Perfect. So that's going to be 2 separate bread. And then I'm going to cut it into 3 pieces because we're braiding it with 3 pieces of it. Okay, so the first method that I learned is stretching it out by rolling it out and then curling it up from the side. I'll show you a better angle. This one is gonna be the first method. So just stretch it, roll it out so it's longer, and then I'm gonna roll it up from the side. And it did make a difference, but honestly, it's just gonna make a visual difference. So roll it up from the side and then roll around a little bit rolling, and it's pretty much done. And then I need to repeat this same steps with the other 2, and then we are ready to braid. A bit stretching out. It's very stretchy, like it wants to bounce back. There's a lot of gluten, and that is exactly what we want. So now that I'm ready to braid, I press down one end and then I put the ends on top of each other. I know how to braid, but this is braiding backwards, upside down. So what you're gonna do is put one over the other, and then the one from the edge, put it over the other. Not this one, in the middle, right there. Yeah, doing it upside down was a little tricky, but one over, and then one, roll it out a little bit, one over, just one over, and one over, and another one over, and this was gonna be the last one over, and then I can tuck it all in on the bottom. Just squeeze it a little bit so it sticks together nice. But this is done, and it's gonna proof again for a second time. For the next method, I cut it up in 3 pieces, and I'm just rolling it like this. Each piece rolled out like this. I did not use the rolling pin, just rolling it out by itself, by hand, just rolling. And this is the other method that I learned. I wanted to see if there's any difference, and there is a little difference. So the difference is how it's gonna proof, and because it's gonna proof and grow, but then it's also gonna grow in the oven. And when this one is growing, you're gonna see the stretch marks of the gluten stretching out. With the previous one, it's gonna be smooth, like very smooth, like skin smooth, very smooth. So doing the same thing, tucking it underneath, and then I'm gonna put this on a smaller tray. Not over here. Well, I can put this in the oven and put it the same setting, but I want to use the air fryer to proof it. So I put it in here and then back into proofing, and it's gonna grow a bit. Let's see how much I put this on. Proof, and I think 30 minutes is gonna be good. Let's see, 30 minutes proofing. And ta-da! Look at that, beautiful. And it's also gonna grow again a little bit more in the oven. Look how soft it is. And now just egg brushing it. So this first one is the one I rolled with the rolling pin. This one's gonna be the smooth one. On top of this, I'm gonna put some poppy seed. On the other one, I'm gonna use sesame seed if you want. It's just an extra little for visual effect. Nice. And the other one is gonna be the seed one, and I'm gonna bake these at 400 for 35 minutes, and then you can see how the difference look on the outside. So it's baking, it's almost ready. Look at that, beautiful. It did grow, as you can see. They already look phenomenal, but I'm just really curious about the inside, if it's like cooked through and everything. Beautiful. You see how like on this one that we just rolled by hand, you can see like the stretch marks of the gluten growing right here, while the other one is very much smoother. But both look like they just came out of a bakery, and I'm just Wow, I made that. It, yeah, we ate the poppy seed one first, and it was gone within 20 minutes. It's so light and fluffy that you need at least 3 slices to feel partially satisfied. Super fluffy. Honestly, the inside kind of reminds me of Japanese bread because it was so fluffy, and it baked through perfectly. So soft. Very plain bread, so nothing special. But if you want it sweeter, add more sugar. Then you can make French toast with it and other stuff, bread pudding. And anyways, it came out absolutely perfect. I was shocked, and I will be saving this recipe forever because it's such an easy and cheap bread to make, and it worked for the first time ever. So if you try it, good luck and enjoy. It's gonna work out.